When creating any zoo within Planet Zoo, it's very important to have a main area your guests see as soon as they come in through those entrance gates. Now, I like to create that main area, that plaza, with a fountain or a water feature right in the center. So welcome to this video where I will be showing you in real time, step by step, how to create this. The in-game water features and water fountains aren't really that great, so why have something like this when you can have something what brings your zoo alive like this? In fact, let's start with having a look at the actual in-game water features what Frontier and Planet Zoo has provided for us. So I've had a little search through the construction menu, and these seem to be the three main water features in our construction menu what are already built for us, we can already use, we can put in our zoos quite easily. But this for me is just not good enough. I need a wow factor for my guests as soon as they come into our zoo. So let's jump into the game now in real time and let's start. But just before we start actually creating this water feature, I want to present you with this. Now this is the main items, the main building pieces that you are going to need to pretty much build anything, but works really well with water features. Now we have the plaster pieces, as you can see on the left, many different plaster pieces, some on the grid, some not on the grid. The ones what are not on the grid and some of the new pieces what came in the new Africa DLC are going to be really useful to create the shapes we need. Talking about shapes, on the right hand side we've got art shapes, another great tool to be able to create a fountain. Pretty much any imaginative fountain you can think of, you can create it with art shapes mixed in with plaster shapes. And finally, we've got one of my favourite pieces of the whole game, and that is the metal rods. I think these was introduced in the Australian DLC pack. Comment down below if I'm wrong with that, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. And these are also a great tool and great building pieces to create stuff, especially to create pipes. Well, what look like pipes anyway. So let's move these to one side and let's get into this. So here we are everybody, in the game. This is our plaza area and we need to start creating this water feature / water fountain, and I will be doing it step by step to show you exactly how I go about it and how I do it. So to the side is the pieces I showed you earlier. Now we are missing a few pieces, a few obvious pieces. We get our construction menu up, we're going to need water for a water feature. So special effects, water, and here are all our water features, including the brilliant new water features what make it even easier to build water features. That was a lot of water features, that was a lot of me saying water features, but yeah, these out of the aquatic pack make it very much easier to build anything water related, really. Water fountain, waterfall, water feature, anything you want. You can sink these into the side of a rock face and make it look natural, or you can have them stand out like that and cover it with plaster pieces and make it look like a modern water feature, which is really good. But we're not going to use that for now. We are going to do it from scratch with the pieces I showed. So let's jump into this. So here we are, and this is how I'm starting off. If we just go into this, I've got the plaster pieces just in a curve. I've recoloured them all to white to give it that modern look. I'm going to create some quite modern here. Now, there's many ways to hold water. You can use the barriers, the glass barriers in game to hold water. You can use the terrain tool, as most of you probably have, to hold water. But we're not going to do this. We're going to just make it look like it has water in it. And I'm going to explain how in just a minute. But first we need to build the actual structure of the water feature. And we're going to do that by just duplicating this over. Now if we hold shift, we can lower. Yeah, get it? We can go higher or lower with this. If we turn off the grid height, we can have it exactly how we want it. So I'm going to lower it quite low like so. That rhymes, quite low like so. And I'm going to build another circle here so it looks like it's attached to it. I'm going to build another one here like this. And again like this to give it the symmetrical look. All the way around. Looks like a bit like a little flower actually. And then we're going to go into flooring. And again we want plaster. So if we type in plaster pieces here, we've got this wall piece is exactly what we're looking for. Again, hold shift. I'm going to put it on 1 meter just so it lines up against the floor here. Take that off actually. I want it, this is what you want. See, this is our path. And we want it just above our path. Like that. We'll go around and we'll just fill these in. Just like that. And now it's full and you can kind of see the structure taking part already how we want it. Now, next thing I want to do is I want some rods. So we'll go back over here. And I'm going to go into rods. Now I want this small thick one here. So we'll duplicate that. And what we'll do is we'll place it down like that. And we'll place another one here. And you guessed it, that this is where our water's going to come from. And then because we've added it to the group, if we hold control while we left click on these, and then we'll change these to, I'm thinking a nice brown. There we go. So it looks a bit more wooden. White and brown always works together for me. Gives it that modern look. So now we need to start thinking about water. So let's type in water. Now we want water jet. Jet. We want the splash and we want the actual jet. So always press play when you're placing water. In return position snap on, it should just line up against our metal rod here. We press X and we slowly put that in like so. Press escape and we'll get another one. Again, X and in. Press escape. Another one. X and in. Escape. Another one. X and in. And that gives us our first bit of water. Now we need water splash smart. And now what this is going to do, it's going to give the effect that these are full of water when they are not. So we don't need to worry about that. Construction. There's our water. Oh, we don't want to do that. Control Z. We want to place this in line with our water jet. So now we've got the water jets in place and the effect that the water jet is hitting it and filling out this area. Now we need to focus on the actual centerpiece of it. So let's go in construction, and this can be pretty much, again, anything you want it to be like. Now what I like to do is trusty old plaster. Where's our pieces? There they are. And we're going to go with this piece here. Or shall we go with a thicker piece? We could go with a thicker piece probably. Now I'm going to go with this piece. So position snap off. We don't need that on right now. We're going to go one there. One there. And then we're going to go one here. And then one on top of that one as well. And we're also going to do this one. So we've got like 3 different levels here. Lower this one a bit. Again, the design options are totally up to you. So I'm going to skip this part and you'll see how it comes out looking in the end once I've designed the main piece. So that for me is the main centerpiece complete. Obviously we've got a lot more work to do. All I did was add these structures of the animals. Obviously it's a zoo, we've got to have animals as the centerpiece. And the hippo's got some water spraying out its mouth, as well as the dodo. And we've got some little water jets added in here. Now it's time to add some foliage, and we're going to start with the outside because I've not decided how I want to do the main centerpiece yet. So if you can't decide on something, do something else. Now we're going to go back to, we're going to pause the game and we're going to go back to our trusted plaster pieces. I'm going to take a small wall. I'm going to add it to this group here. Let's press Z and rotate that. And we want it about there. And these are going to be planters. So do this all the way around. So we need to actually recolor these. Should have done that before I placed them. That would have been much more easier. But you know, we all make mistakes, but don't worry and just carry on and everything will be all right. Right, that's them recolored. And now we're going to search for the good old faithless mulch, which is not in construction, it's in nature. There we are. Honestly, this mulch is great. So we're going to just start placing the mulch down like so to create a planter. It should go slide in nice and under, so you don't have to do any fiddling around. It shouldn't protrude or poke out anywhere. It should just slide under like so. Then we do the other side. Then the other side. One more side. And now we need to add some plants. So let's see what we've got, what we're thinking. I quite like, I don't know the name of these, I quite like these, the tropical look. We might be too low down though. I mean, we could do one at the back here. Lower these a bit. I think that works, right? Let's duplicate these over. Angle snap on. Move them over a little bit. Just like that. Forward a little bit. Want everything nice and symmetrical. Now we do the same for the other two sides. And now that's the outside foliage part done. Now we really need to think about how we're going to spruce this up a bit. What are we going to add to this? You know, to get it looking a little bit more nicer and pleasant and easy on the eye. Now, if we go in, I've got an idea. So we go in fences. Remember, the design options are totally up to you. I'm just trying to give you a little bit of inspiration by doing this tutorial and trying to let you be inspired to build your own main centerpiece water features in your own zoos. If you have built anything, what you want me to see, the Discord, link to my Discord will be down in the descriptions. Also, all my social media links will be down there as well. If you want to tweet at me anything you build or private message me. Right, fence. fence, 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 and we're gonna go with this one. Or do we go with this one? I think we're gonna go with this one. And I want that in there like that. In there like that. I want to lower them down a little bit too high for my liking. We'll group it, we'll advance move it, and we'll eventually. Now we just duplicate it over to the other side. And now what we do, if we add them two to the same group, and then duplicate, press X, 15 degrees, and there we go. We've got it all the way around, and now it's time to tackle this centerpiece. And there we have it. I've completed the centerpiece, and I think, you know, sometimes less is more, so I'm going to call it a day there. I'll just show you quickly what I've done. So I've just added some little foliage pieces, I've added some more water features, and obviously I've added some rocks at the base of this as well. And I think that looks 10,000 times better than any of the in-game pre-built water features for you to put in your plaza. Now, I know this one's quite basic, you can go much complicated. I myself have made ones that are much more complicated. Here's some examples. Now back to the one we created, and my name's Adam. I hope this tutorial has inspired you in some way or give you at least some ideas. I know a lot of people are starting to pick up this game all of a sudden for some reason. I don't know why. It is obviously an amazing game, but seems to be a massive influx of new players. So if you are a new player and this did help you, then comment down below. My workshop link with other water fountains and other creations is down below, and you can just download blueprints off there to put in your zoos if you want to do it the lazy way. But hopefully I've inspired you in this video to create your own creations, especially as the main water feature in your plaza area. Just to let you all know, I will be starting to stream on Twitch. That's right, I've never streamed before, but I'm going to get into it. Hopefully I'll see you there. You can come along and watch me build something crazy live and say hello and annoy me. I don't know. I'll just lurk in the chat. Also, I hope this has inspired you in some kind of way. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, and you're new around here, you feel free to subscribe. Hit that like button. My name's Adam. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will catch you in the next one.